Tamara Whitmore with the Chattanooga Roller Girls, and you're watching Bump in the Night TV.
Hello and welcome to Bump in the Night. I'm your host, Orson, and with me is my sidekick, Bourbon Hitchcok.
Hello, everybody out there.
What's the topic for tonight, Bourbon?
Let me think. I got a good episode. Let's go for psychopathic horror movies. One of our favorite subjects.
Do you have a top three or
I would say my favorite is probably Buffalo Bill.
Oh, from Silence of the Lambs? Who was scared of you, Buffalo Bill or Hannibal Lecter?
I personally think Buffalo Bill was. Because, Buffalo Bill, he didn't have no rhyme or reason. He was just doing it because he was crazy as hell.
I gotta go with Hannibal Lecter. He blended in so well with society. You never knew he was there, and that was what was really scary.
Yeah, with Hannibal Lecter, he would do the old sayings and all the little catchy little stiff-oos, and seemed like he had a method to his madness. Whereas Buffalo Bill was, the man was doing all his shit in his underwear.
Building the skin suit, that's not...
Yeah.
That's a method to madness.
Method.
What about probably the originator of all that stuff, Norman Bates from Psycho?
Norman Bates. Oof. Wow, now we're going back. Norman Bates, you always had to question who was doing the killing. Was Norman doing the killing, or was his mother doing the killing? There toward the end.
In fact, there's two people there in one person. That's creepy as it gets.
Another one would probably be Max Caddy from Cape Fear.
Revenge. He actually didn't he date the secretary of the guy he was stalking and wound up killing her? Oh yeah, Max Caddy and the cigars. I forgot about that. Yeah, well, that's the first time he shows up. He's smoking a cigar in front of the car and blowing the smoke in it.
And then we have another one. Then you got Patrick Bateman.
I really have a problem with Patrick Bateman. He's the only one that I kind of root for in the film.
Yeah, me too. I really did too.
Technically, he's the star of the film. It's shot through his eyes, and that's something the other psychopath films don't do.
Kind of like an early POV.
It makes them
more personal. More personal, because you've seen it from his eyes and not just from a different angle.
It's still scary, but I have less hate for the character.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites. I'd still say my favorite's Buffalo Bill. What's your top?
I gotta go with Hannibal Lecter.
But in the end, Hannibal Lecter lived on, didn't he?
Yeah, there's.
So maybe one day we'll see another.
I did not care for the prequel because just like American Psycho, it makes him sympathetic. You see what made him a psycho, and it's when you're sympathetic to the killer, it's not that scary. I think.
Yeah, like my first divorce.
You're 12. All right. So speaking of psychopaths, our guest tonight is Bryant Smith, and let's take a look at some of his work.
Oh man, Bump in the Night. Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight or today, because there's very clearly sunlight pouring in around my ankles. This is the sexiest I think I'll ever feel. Oh man, so any of you guys single? Just me? Awesome. So I have this problem, like as a single guy, I have this issue where I'll befriend a married couple and I'll find out way too late in the relationship they're not swingers. Just me. It's like a running theme in my life, and it turns out Hallmark doesn't make an "I'm sorry, I fucked your wife" card. So I have to make them myself out of like construction paper and glitter. It's like, "Dear Joe, sorry about fucking Brenda. We cool? ? We're not cool. We're not cool." Turns out he's still real sore about the whole situation. And so's Brenda. Boom! I'm spitting bars up here. I'm doing this for y'all. Oh, man. So I'm from Chattanooga originally. I love Chattanooga to death. It's the greatest town in the world. It's sort of like the Portland of the South, not because it's, exceptionally cool or anything. It's just because it's always raining. No one has a job, but everyone has an Etsy hustle. Which I have an Etsy hustle. Hit me up after the show. I'll sell you some stuff. It's such a great place. I just found out Chattanooga's got a dog park that's also a bar, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's freaking awesome. It's really cool because you don't have to have a dog to go there, because I thought it was going to be like how I have to get into Chuck E. Cheese. And, guys, let me tell you, I'm not going to kidnap your dog. That's rude. I will kidnap your fucking children, though. Because I have a whole bunch of tokens from 1996, and I still haven't finished the Simpsons game. It's vexing. It's very hard. Every time I get to Montgomery Burns, I just want to, rage shit in my pants. You guys too, huh? Oh, man. So, I'm trying not to be political this election year, but I think that no matter what your political leanings are, how you feel about politics, we can all agree that if someone has a Punisher sticker on the back of their truck, you can fuck that guy's wife. He'll let you. It'll probably be his idea. Seriously, having a Punisher sticker on the back of an F-250 is kind of like leaning out of an F-250 and yelling, "My dick works fine, Barbara." They don't work fine. They never work fine. And people are like, "Oh, you're just generalizing. Maybe they're just garden variety racists." And to you, I say, sir, I have never slept with someone's wife who didn't have a Thin Blue Line sticker on their car. Oh, man. You guys are doing great. Do you guys like impressions? Yeah, I love doing impressions. This is my favorite impression of the world. It's of my favorite magician in the world, David Blaine. Are you guys familiar with David Blaine? And much like David Blaine, this is going to be a magic trick, so I need a volunteer from the audience. No takers, huh? No takers. All right, let's bring Ivy Weatherford back up to be my volunteer. Keep it going for my lovely assistant. All right, Ivy. Don't think about this too hard. This is my impression of David Blaine. Seriously, don't think about it too hard. David Blaine as a premature ejaculator. Okay. So have you ever been to New York before?
No.
Oh, so you're here for business or pleasure?
Pleasure.
Oh, me too, but I'm hoping to get some of that business in. All right, so what I want you to do is step forward a little bit and hold your arms out to the sides. Just stare forward. Don't look at me. Hold very still. Okay, check your pants. Check your pants.
Oh my God.
Is that my cum? It's my cum, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it going for my lovely assistant. Oh, man. If you think I won't suck a dick right here in the middle of this Arby's, you have no idea how bad my drug problem is. Dude, we're still at Arby's, right? Because I need a Jamocha shake and one more hit of that horse. Oh, man. So I'm recently out of a job. I recently got fired, which is pretty cool. Anyone been fired before? Yeah, nothing like getting broken up with by someone you don't like in the first place. No, I just got fired, and so I have to go back to doing interviews, and I do a lot of interviews because I am an abysmal employee. But I do a shitload of interviews, and I hate that question that comes up in every interview. It's like, what's your greatest weakness? Like you, sir. What's in an interview, what's your greatest weakness? Don't pay attention. You just don't pay attention? That's weird. Mine's bullets. Like, that's my biggest weakness. It's in order: bullets, redheads, and vodka. That's it. Oh, man. I like to do a lot of drugs. I don't know if you can tell by looking at me. I like to do a lot of drugs. My favorite drug in the world, of course, is marijuana. You guys like smoking weed? Yeah, boy! I love smoking weed, and I finally did it, guys. I finally did it. I got too high. Have you guys ever done this? Yeah, I didn't think it was even possible. I got too high. Know how I know I was too high? Because I got a box of Girl Scout cookies, opened them, and didn't eat a fucking one of them. And look at me. That's a fate worse than death. I've seen me. I look like a gingerbread man that was raised on gingerbread 8 Mile. And then, like, my friends are always like, oh, man, like, smoking weed's so much better for you than drinking. And that's false, because if I drink too much, I die, and that's win-win for me, because I'm sad. But if I smoke too much weed, I forget how you have Girl Scout cookies, which is for the fat guy equivalent of slamming your dick in a filing cabinet. So I'm also a child of the internet. I'm a huge nerd. I don't know if you guys can tell that. So I'm a huge, huge nerd. And I see on the internet all the time these guys talk about how bad they want to fuck Wonder Woman. Why would you want to do that? Why would anyone want to do that? She could kegel your dick clean off. Like she's up on top. She's getting it. She's speaking Themyscirian. It's a great time. And then pop, pop. And now peeing is a conundrum you have to come up with a solution to. I love nerd shit. I like to play Dungeons and Dragons. Anyone like to play D&D in here? Yeah, my dudes, my people. I love to play D&D, and it's sort of like changed the way I go about my day-to-day life. Like, I'll go to one of those gas stations where it's like got a beer cave, and it's like, dare you enter the beer cave? To which I say, yes, it is time for adventure. And I get in there instead of, an adventure, it's just a Pakistani guy with a Bluetooth headset that is done with my bullshit. I'm pretty sure I learned the Pakistani word for idiot in a cape while I was there. And just once, I want my D&D fantasy to come to life. I want to go into the beer cave, and instead of just racks of cheap beer that I'm going to destroy my body with, it's like stalactites made of ice, stalagmites, big cases of beer, walls frozen in it. A goblin comes up to me with a napkin, and he hands it to me, and there's a map on it, and it says, "Here, adventurer, you must go and defeat the Keystone Light Dragon." I get to go into this labyrinthian mess, and I get, the +2 armor of my parents don't talk to me anymore. And the +1 pork sword of moistening. That may be the grossest thing I've ever done on stage. Yeah, I'm a huge nerd. I'm very much unassuming in real life. And I used to work at the mall in Chattanooga, and I was going outside for a cigarette break one day. And there was this very nice black family in an SUV. I assume they were nice. We didn't speak. But there was this very nice black family in an SUV. And my soft-demeanored, soft-haired, soft-handed self walks by. And when I walked by, they locked their doors. And for a moment, for the briefest of moments, I thought, holy shit, we've done it as a society. We've gotten as close to utopia as I think we'll ever get. We're just a society that mutually distrusts one another, and that's maybe as good as we'll ever have. And then I thought, no, that can't be it. They locked their doors because I'm such a stone-cold fucking badass.
Hey, everybody, let's welcome out comedian Bryant Smith.
Hey, man. How you doing, bud? You're looking spooky.
Thank you, sir. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're very welcome.
So, you want to plug your dates first? Or?
Obviously, I'm going to go ahead and plug my dates. You just saw my set, and it was amazing. But you can see me August 16th at Chucklebutts Comedy. It's the comedy show I host in Chattanooga, Tennessee. You can see me August 17th in Knoxville, Tennessee. You can see me August 10th in Oxford, Mississippi. And you can see me in the first week of September in Atlanta.
Nice.
Hot Atlanta.
So, how long have you been doing comedy?
5 years. I've been in this for 5 years in September. It's definitely a labor of love, and I don't hate it. I don't get mad at it every day.
Would you like to drink?
Oh, absolutely.
So,
I'm a comedian. We need this.
So what made you first decide you wanted to be a comedian?
Mostly, if you get depressed enough and manage to not kill yourself, you just get an open mic.
So it's it's a way to fight your depression.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I need the validation of a whole bunch of strangers, or I can't come when I get there.
I just need an audience.
See,
I don't need their adoration.
Can't buy it.
Sláinte.
So, that is fine whiskey. What is that?
It's this is Weller 12-year-old Special Reserve.
Ooh, that is very fun.
So, Brian, at what point in your life did you think, man, I'm funny as shit? What made you comedy? What led you to go into that?
I have known I'm funnier than a $3 bill my whole life. But no, I've always known I'm hilarious. I just decided to start trying to monetize it.
All right. So here's the important question: does it get you laid?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I had to put my phone on airplane mode so these thoughts would stop messaging while we were recording. I'm trying to be a professional.
Maybe you should be a comedian, Bert.
Yeah, it would definitely work for you.
Thank you. Let me get my phone turned off right now.
But no, it's getting very close to I'm going to have two phones, one for the plug and one for these others.
Now, do you give them their you back to their place, or do you always go to their place?
Oh, I go to their place. If they know where you live, they can find you after.
It's true. Now, the girls or guys that date comedians, are they, well, psychopaths? That would be a yes.
I don't want to throw anyone I know under the bus, but yes.
So give us a good story of one psychopath that you came across.
All right. So this was before I started doing comedy. I met this girl when I was working at the mall, and we had a dialogue, and we ended up going on exactly one date. And we go to the bar, we have a few beers, we go back to her place. I had some weed, she had some weed, we shared weed, and then I got to watch her scream at one of her cats for 45 minutes. And some real psychotic stuff, screaming stuff like, oh, you scratched me, I love the taste of blood, and licking her arm. And that is the first time I've ever left a date by saying, I think I should go. And I left, and I'm higher than Giraffe driving home. And I spent the entire time going home looking in my rear view mirror, expecting her to appear in it with leathery wings like a bat.
So basically, you were afraid you were going to be tied to bed and your legs hobbled, like in Stephen King's Misery.
I was very afraid that she was going to go full like Kathy Bates, and Kathy Bates had a great body.
And that's how I died the first time.
I thought the first time you died was diabetes related.
No, blood pressure. Diabetes was second.
I did not realize you had, died that many times.
Certain spells and rituals that,
Huh. Now I'm concerned.
Poor Bourbon's had to dig me up 8 times.
My hands are crusty.
Those are little hands. Make sure he's got better than a trowel.
What do you do with a spork?
He's got Donald Trump hands, the poor boy. The poor lamb.
So, what is your favorite psychopath in horror films?
All right, I am going to pull a dark horse on you guys. My favorite psychopath in horror films is from based on a true story horror film. My favorite psychopath is Eileen Wuornos. From Monster. I feel like getting Charlize Theron as Eileen Wuornos is a little not the best casting decision, but there is something about a woman who picks up people on the interstate and then robs them that scares me because I'm a touring comedian. and I tour in my shitty Nissan. So I'm constantly afraid of being picked up by a prostitute and shot in the dick.
And in that film, she looks like a girl you could have picked up at a bar.
Yeah, she does look like my type, she looks like a lot of City Miles.
You like City Miles, Bourbon?
I played fifth.
Bourbon looks like his type is first willing and second.
He likes twin cheerleaders.
They don't even have to be alive.
He's still on my shtick.
That explains why he's in the graveyard. He's digging you up, and then he's
That
digging
kind of
them
worries
up.
me about it. I don't want you digging me up anymore next time I die.
Yeah, no, his hands will be all sticky.
Well, I'd like to thank you for coming
Hey,
out. And,
thank you so much
you
for
want to
having
go
me.
ahead and plug your show one more
Hey,
time?
Chuckle Buds, every month at the Midnight Puff, we park behind the terminal on Station Street. Come check us out. It is a free cannabis lounge, $10 for blunts and what have you, and it is hands down the weirdest comedy show. It's going to be the last Saturday of every month.
All right.
What city?
Chattanooga, Tennessee, baby.
All right. So tune in again for more Cigars, Whiskey, and Murder. And because we have a small budget, this is the part of the show where we kill the guest.
I'm sorry, what?
Kill the
Wait,
guest.
no,
Get the camera.
no,
Get
no,
the camera.
no,
Camera.
please.
Get the